Today we're going to learn about superheroes, and they're super strong. They help people and they make everyone happy. And they're like the best people in the world. They make sure people are safe and happy. They can lead anyone to people who are nice. Like even
Oh, this thing gets very hot. Sorry, didn't mean to scare you there.
You did!
I get it all the time. So, I hear that today we're going to talk about superheroes, huh? Let me tell you something. Not all superheroes wear capes. And you see, it was all because of a few brave men and women who sacrificed their lives that we have the world we know today. Back in 1986, something happened. Something happened where the world nearly ended. But it was these men and women who gave their lives, who sacrificed their longevity to save the world. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to tell you the story about these heroes. I don't have a lot of time left to live, for I was there. However, with the short time that I have left on Earth, please listen to the story that I have to tell you of the liquidators. We today are going all the way back to Chernobyl. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Stone to Steam, where I will take you through all of human history, from beginning up until present times. A few weeks ago in the show, we reached the atomic age. The birth of the nuclear power. Humanity was stronger than it has ever been before. However, this great power had deadly destructive abilities. Whole cities wiped out all in the flash of an eye. However, it is interesting to note that the seemingly most destructive thing ever on Earth, the power of the atom, can also be used for productive uses. You see, it was not long after the first atomic bombs in the Second World War that humans thought, what if we take the power of the atom and use it to create electricity and energy? And this they did. In the 1950s, some of the first nuclear power plants were built. Of course, it was only the great superpowers of the United States and the Soviet Union and a few others, to name a few, that were the first to create these power plants, because it took so much energy and effort to create and harness the power of the atom. So of course, today we are going to witness something that changed the world, the power of the atom. Before I start the show, I think you all ought to know a little thing or two about atoms, yes, and how radiation works. So, where do I begin? Yes. A nuclear power plant works in a way like a coal power plant, where some of you know that you put in coal, the burning of the coal is what heats up water, turning into steam, and the steam is what powers turbines which generate electricity. With the nuclear power plant, the only difference is that instead of coal, you're using the decaying of atoms. So, nuclear power plants are in this almost perpetual dance together of balance, without using any heat or smoke to power whole cities, which is why the whole world was fascinated with this new energy. This energy, though, was not without its dangers. You see, how radiation works is essentially, you guys know what atoms are? They're the smallest piece, the building block of everything we see around us. And of course, if you know about the periodic table of elements, the lighter atoms are all the way at the top, like hydrogen and helium. The heavier atoms are all the way at the bottom, like lead, gold, and even uranium. The heavier you go, the more unstable the atoms get. And until you go all the way to uranium and even plutonium, these atoms are so heavy with hundreds of subatomic particles in their nucleus that they just cannot hold themselves together. And they are splitting themselves all over the place. That is what radiation is. Radiation in its core word is radiant, to radiate, to emit. So essentially these decaying atoms, these heavy atoms, are busy shooting bits of themselves out. Now why it's dangerous is because these little bits that are getting shot out are so tiny that they are able to literally hit your DNA. That's just how much precision they can hit you with. And if your DNA gets smashed by these extremely fast particles, it literally breaks your DNA, which causes things like cancer, cell damage. And so of course, that is how radiation works in a nutshell. There was a time in history where humans, having mastered the power of the atom, well, they did something wrong. An accident happened. Before I start, out of curiosity, how many of you guys here know about Chernobyl? When I say the word Chernobyl, what comes to mind? Any hands? Yes?
I get Russian. I just get Russia. a lot.
Russian? It technically happened in Soviet Union, which was sort of Russia, but I'll explain that. But yes, not far off, yes. Any other hands about what they think of about Chernobyl? No hands, not even there, not even one little guess, comrades. That is why you are here today, and that's why I'm here to explain. The Chernobyl disaster happened on the 26th of April 1986. And so of course what happened, we will find out in the show. But I guess all you need to know now is that the Soviet Union was in a state of decay. It was slowly crumbling. And of course, the Soviet Union was rife with secrecy. Nobody could criticize the party, the Communist Party. And so of course, there were many flaws in many of the nuclear power plants that already existed in the Soviet Union. One of the largest and greatest was the V.I. Lenin power plant in Ukraine. In other words, it was at Chernobyl. So this power plant, of course, had a major flaw, a major flaw. And on the 26th of April 1986, something happened that literally threatened the safety of the world. But I don't want to, kill the suspense just yet, so you will have to stay watching to see what is going to happen. So ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Stone to Steam. I hope you enjoy.
Thank you.
Give me a minute to quickly set up the next scene and then we shall resume. Resume the show, ladies and gentlemen.
Grigori, where you going?
Granny, babushka, nowhere. I am,
Grigori! Come! You're leaving without saying goodbye to your wonderful granny. Come, give me a kiss.
Oh, Granny, come on.
So, Grigori, you're always in a rush to leave, yes? But let me tell you something. You see, you're always rushing to get to that power plant of yours to start work, but you're forgetting something to come and kiss your granny goodbye. You see, I don't like what you're doing in this power plant, playing with all the atoms. It is dangerous. It is dangerous.
Oh, Granny, you don't understand. It is my job, alright? And it's not dangerous because we have it all under control, alright? Please, Granny, do understand this, alright? Now I really must be going now. Grigori! Oh.
Grigori, before you leave, let me tell you something. I remember the old times. I was only a child when the Romanovs were on the imperial throne, yes. It was the greatest time to be alive. I remember the sounds of the ballets, Tchaikovsky, the theater. It was wonderful, wonderful. You see, back when I was a little child, my father, your great-grandfather, would always take me as a little girl to see the great Russian classics. Oh, it was a very, very special time. Very, very special time. I still remember it like yesterday.
Granny, I need to go. I'm going to be late.
Grigori, my grandson. Listen. You people in the power plant are always playing God with these atoms. I don't like it. Back in my time, people would live a simple life. The only thing that you needed to know was how to pick up plow and feed the family. You are all here in these strange modern times, playing in these facilities, acting like you are gods among men. Grigori, please, I don't like it.
Granny, you don't understand, alright? Fine. Maybe you are playing God, alright? But the Soviet Communist Party comes before God, alright? And you see, what you say, you don't understand. Alright, babushka? We know what we're doing in the power plants. Alright? Alright? Wait! I will bring back for you the new radio and some more compote if you let me go, alright?
Ah, no, that is my grandson. That's my grandson. Now come give me a kiss. Kissy, kissy.
Alright, yeah, thank you, Granny. Spasiba. Alright. Now I must be off. I'm going to be late for work, alright? You know what? Maybe my granny's right. We are doing dangerous things here, but she doesn't understand. We are doing this to feed millions, to give them power, the power of Soviet Union, huh? Without us, the Soviet Union would be powerless without electricity at night. And we control the atoms, yes, we play God, but we do it with full knowledge of what we're doing. Nothing can ever go wrong. Babushka. I love her, but she can be quite a mouthful, those Romanov era people. Grigori, you are here! Comrade Boris, good to see you, my comrade, yes. So, Grigori, how's the babushka? Babushka's alright, she's just on and on about how we're playing gods over here. When do I ever get a break from her? But, Grigori, I understand, my grandfather is just like that. He even was there when Rasputin murdered, when Rasputin was murdered. I know it was quite the time, but those days are over. Out with the old, in with the new. So where is Dyatlov? He's out at the moment. So what is the situation, Boris? We're doing an experiment. Ah, yes, an experiment. Safety test. So, what we're doing now in the nuclear power plant is we're doing a safety test. You see, sometimes things can happen. The unexpected can happen and we need to be ready for every situation. Da? Da?
Yeah.
Da! Always ready. And so, we're doing a safety test in which we're going to see if the power plant can run at low power levels, yes? And of course, then we're going to see how it reacts like that, alright? So, this is going to be quite tense, but we're aiming to do it tonight, yes, Boris? Yes, Dyatlov is going to oversee the experiment, and then of course, we are going to go ahead with the experiment. Good, good. It's my first time doing such an experiment. I'm a bit nervous, but we're going to do this in the early hours of tomorrow morning on the 26th of April. So what we can do now is maintain low power levels, yes, 16,000, and just see how we go, alright? Wait for Dyatlov to come. He is basically the man in charge, yes? You might get to meet Dyatlov, yes? He's a stern man, but he's a good man. He knows what he's doing. Alright, so Boris, where were we? Ah, yes, we're going to play some cards. Yes, Grigori, come, join. Alright, excellent. A few hours later. What is this about? What is this about? Comrade Dyatlov, I was not sleeping. I was calculating the negative coefficient. Yes. You insolent little worker! Get out of my sight! Go! Go there, start the experiment, alright? Alright! Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to start the safety experiment. Let's go, alright? What do I pay you all here for? What do I pay you? Get up, get your lazy butt up.
Comrade Dyatlov,
What is it? Comrade, are you sure that we should be doing this experiment? There's a few variables that we haven't accounted for and we're not too sure. You! Push! We're going to do this experiment now. Get to your stations, get to your stations. All right. Gentlemen, we have the great honor to do this test to make sure that the RBMK reactor is safe for all. So, I will have none of you ladies messing it up, yes? All right. So, stations. All right. Get the powers lower, all right? You sure, Dyatlov? Yes, lower the powers right now. Lower, lower, lower. Grigori, get lowering the powers as well.
Yes, comrade. Yes, comrade.
I'm not sure about this experiment. But if Dyatlov says so, he says so. Come on, what am I paying you for? Sorry, Comrade Dyatlov. Let's get started. All right. Let's do this. Lowering power. What's that? I cannot stop it. What's going on? Stop that. Stop it. Shut it down. Shut it down. It's going too high. What's happening? It's going too high. Quickly. Get it up. Get the powers up. It's going out of control. It's out of control. I can't stop it. I cannot stop it. What did we do? Check what happened. Check over there. Check over there. Dyatlov! Dyatlov! Ah! I saw the control rods were jumping around like they weighed nothing. I think the core exploded. Nonsense. No such thing can happen. Grigori, take a look. Go see for yourself. Yes, Comrade Dyatlov.
There has been a nuclear accident in the Soviet Union, and the Soviets have admitted that it happened. The Soviet version is this. One of the atomic reactors at the Chernobyl atomic power plant near the city of Kiev was damaged, and there is speculation in Moscow that people were injured and may have died. The Soviets may have...
Принимаются меры по ликвидации последствий аварии. Пострадавшим оказывается...
Здание станции. Как видите, огромных разрушений, о которых не умолкает, твердят средства массовой информации Запада.
Это пятна раскаленной графитовой кладки. Их высокая температура способствовала сильному восходящему потоку, а с ними с шахты реактора.
На атомную станцию выезжайте, там третий, четвертый блок горит крыша. Алло, Полесская? Да-да. Вы, значит, выезжайте на атомную станцию, там горит крыша третьего, четвертого блока. Ну, это вы ПЧ-2? Да. Что у вас там горит? Взрыв на главном корпусе, третий, четвертым. А там люди есть? Да. Поднимай наш состав. Поднимай, начальника поднял. Так, всех весь офицерский состав, офицерский корпус поднимай.
safe here. The cry went all across the world to save it from Chernobyl. You see, the situation now is that ever since that last night where the roof blew up, literally the reactor went into meltdown. The whole of the roof blew up and it's now releasing particles into the air. Tons and tons of it, enough to poison the whole of Europe. And day by day, hour by hour, it is only releasing more radiation into the air. They even detected it in Sweden. However, it is our job to stop this. None other than the job for the liquidators. So, comrades, the great effort was done to mitigate the fires with using helicopters dropping boron onto the fire. But now, there's a lot of debris on the roof of the power plant reactor 4. We cannot put a sarcophagus, a big cover, on it to stop the spread without the debris being moved off and shoved off the top. This is a job for robots, da? So, I think I'm going to be needing a few volunteers to be my liquidators and help me design a robot that can stop the effects of radiation. Who wants to join the liquidators? Let's see, I saw your hand first. Come, comrade. Давай, давай. Stand beside me. Let's see, who else? You as well, my friend, come. You also had your hand up? Come on, comrade. Alright, fine. You have your hand up so nice and high. Come join me. Tovarishi, which means comrades. We are faced with a great task. Da? Da. It means yes in Russian, in case you didn't know, you capitalists. Yes, you're all aware of this system like me, yes? Anyway, our job now is to stop the spread of Chernobyl and liquidate its effects, da? Hence, we are called the liquidators, the liquidatori, da? We need to design a robot that can be sent on top of the roof so that it can clear all the debris away, da? Da. So, we need to design a nice robot. So, we have all of our materials right over there. In the corner, the Germans were so kind and gave us some, alright?
Yeah, sure.
I need you guys to come bring it, and then we design the robots. Давай!
Alright, we don't want to die.
Alright, so, comrades, may I have your attention? Comrades, first we get the inventor's music, alright? We need to design a robot that can withstand the radiation. It is so strong that no man can go on top there without risk of death. With these things, design a robot that can be sent there to get the debris off, alright? Can you do this?
Yeah!
You're supposed to say da.
Da!
I didn't hear you!
Da!
Get inventing! Go! Use all the stuff! Use it all!
Guys, what is it wrong? Okay, someone put someone on here, someone put small
You
one.
can also use this as well.
Small one is easier though, because you don't break it. This one. I know. Hey, well, put it up. Just like, sit somewhere, sit comfortable.
Now we see what they produce, comrades.
Okay, cover him. Put your head on the machine.
Remember, the robot has to be automatic, no people, right? Yes, no people in it, sorry comrade, it's automatic. Sorry. You will see why now, right? It's looking very interesting now, huh?
Except Channing actually knew some more.
Just a little tip. You need the antenna to be sticking up so that it can receive the radio signals, huh?
We need the chicken.
Good.
There you go. I'm sweating in this.
Right, how is the German robot coming along? Alright, done. Sprechen Sie Deutsch, ja? We're not German, alright? We're Russian, not those
Oh,
Germans.
it's a German robot.
Comrades, come stand by my side. Yes, back. So, we have over here one of our only hopes to stop and mitigate the disaster. A robot to go onto the roof, to go and clear the debris, da? So, we will need to get it now onto the roof with the helicopter. So, can you act like a helicopter now? Now go put it on the roof now, helicopter. Easy does it, easy does it. Don't let it break on the way.
Let's go! Oh, wait. Yeah, let's go.
You be the propellers, alright? Now go. That's good, well done. Alright, come back down. Come back, return to base, helicopter. Alright, all the way down, yes, we can't be on the roof, down. So, comrade inventors, how does it work? Explain all these things that we are seeing on the robot. One at a time, yes, you. Explain to everyone, yes?
So firstly, because I did this part, that weird metal thing that's connected to the white rope is a scooper. So once I would open, and then the oven would take anything like dirt, body parts that in the way, or that would cause the building to be worse.
All right, good. Anything else? Yes. What's explained in the machine that? I see there's a chicken. There's a chicken. A Soviet chicken.
Yes. His name is connected, so you can control him from safe distance. So
You can
not get
control the
radiation.
chicken through
His name is
the.
Babushka.
His name is Babushka Free.
Yes. He's Soviet
Just a wonderful name.
That is
Good. Comrades, so gather round. I will have the honors first, and then we will take turns driving the robot. All right. Keep your eyes on it. Yes, stand back. Keep your eyes on it. Okay, ready, steady, and remember, nobody can go there. It is highly radioactive on top there. Right? The robot's on its own now. Okay, turning on. Good. Ready, steady. What did you guys design? It's not moving. Fine, you try. Go. Why is it not moving? Fine, you try. Oh, no going up there, comrade. You're going to die. Niet. Wait, I had a realization. You know that we lied to the Germans. We lied to Europe about how much radiation there is in Chernobyl. They think it's not that much, so they sent in robots to deal with not that much. But in reality, there are 15,000 Rontgens on top there, which is enough to fry the circuits.
Can I try? I think I know how to do it.
This is historically inaccurate. Good. Well done. He's Anyway, so comrades, listen up. Gorbachev regretted this decision. He's the great president. There is a plan B. You guys want to know what plan B is? If robots cannot do the job and clean their power plant, the only thing left is to use biorobots, humans. We need you guys to go on the roof, all of us, with shovels to clear the debris. Your doctor said you must be more active. It will be good exercise. Yes, good exercise.
My doctor said I'm about to die soon.
If you're going,
I need to start sleeping more.
if you're going to die soon, then all the more reason to get up there. Comrades, so what we're going to do is we need to get us all safety and protected. I've got lead armor in the back there, and what we're going to do is we're going to turn you into a liquidatory. Bio-robots, da? Alright, comrades, gather round. I have over here the attire of the liquidator. So, In a line, in a nice line. Da, little bit more space. Da, da, da. Good, good. Now, first one up. Let's go. So, the Soviet army was also called on the day of Chernobyl to come and clean up the disaster. So many of the liquidators were actually soldiers. So here's your army uniform, soldier. You can also try to do the buttons if you can.
I think he's too young to be a soldier.
Oh, don't worry, it's fine.
Little.
So, boys and girls. Oh, no, you're not ready. Come, you're not ready yet. You're not radioactive yet. I mean, ready yet, sorry. So, the best thing to do when going up there is to wear lead. Because lead is so heavy that it resists the radiation, alright? It bounces off. So, to give you some level of protection, alright? So, hands up like this, alright? Good, like this.
Would we be safe if we ate lead pencils?
Probably not. But you'll probably choke before anything else happens.
No, we'll chew it.
Lead is poisonous to eat, but not to wear, alright? This will give you a bit of protection from the ground. There you go. Right, next one. This hopefully will keep our soldiers safe with the radiation. It's lead. Can you feel how heavy it is? Yes? Yes, that's more like it. Okay, next liquidator. Take the rubber jacket. Come and get your shovels, liquidators. We're going to do the job using shovels, huh? First one.
I cannot see. I cannot read.
Liquidators, are you ready? I didn't hear you. I still didn't hear you. Ah, that's better. Alright, comrades. So, this is how it is going to work. There's a little place on top of the roof that we're going to hide inside, and we're going to do shifts. Remember, you only have 90 seconds to do your job. 90 seconds is the amount of time that allows for the maximum exposure to radiation. So what you're going to do is then shovel the debris off the roof, off the edge. You see where those white rails are? Whatever you do, don't look over the edge. There is so much radiation, that is the exposed core, all right? Don't look over the edge. All right, follow me, follow me. This is the most important 90 seconds of your lives. You have to go, scoop the debris off over the edge, and then hurry back on. Keep on getting debris off, up and over, until I ring this thing. That means that you have to come back, all right? No stopping for anything. You get back here, all right? If you delay, you increase your risk of death, yes? All right, liquidators, we do groups of 2, all right? Groups of 2, on my mark. Ready? First group, you 2. Ready, steady, go, go, go! Shovel it off over the edge, over the edge. Right, put the shovels down.
Baby, you're exposed.
Go, 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 just go, go. Oh my God. Oh my God. Great sacrifice for Soviet Union, huh? Don't look over the edge. Don't look over the edge. the roof. It is now my turn to go in. All right. Give me the gloves. Give me the big gloves. Let's go. Let's go.
Good luck, comrade!
Whatever you do, don't come after me. Don't.
Stop!
All right, whatever you do, don't come after me. What I need you to do is count 90 seconds, all right? Count 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. All right, quietly, with timing 90 seconds, all right? After 90 seconds, ring the thing, all right? Then I come back. All right?
Good luck, comrade!
爸爸，这个 Miss 爸爸，爸爸，这个 Miss
I taste metal. I think I'm going to hurl now.
Oh. Right, stop. Wait. Let me eat it. Stop. Wait.
Ladies and gentlemen, give the volunteers a round of applause. Well done. They saved us from Chernobyl. Good job. You may go take a seat again, volunteers. Well done. Take the stuff with you. Then liquidated Chernobyl. We got all the debris off. Wave after wave of biorobots going onto the roof for 90 seconds only to go all the way back down. Which means that now that it is done, we need to get the great flag of the motherland on top of the chimney. Comrades, I'm going to go get the flag up. Wish me luck, all right? I'm going to travel all the way to the top, and I'm going to get this flag on top as a great symbol of the Soviet power and what we did here today. Get the flag up, get the flag up! Oh, the floor is tiled. We did it! We saved Chernobyl! Hooray! Long live the motherland! Zawodzeno! Ladies and gentlemen, I set up the last and final scene. What we did there, back in Chernobyl. I dream about night after night, back on that roof with my comrades. I see them every single time I go to sleep. That 90 seconds that I will never forget. And as a result, I don't have long to live. I see the doctor every week. I've got innumerable cancers of the body for what I did there. But it had to be done. We had to get the graphite off the roof to build the sarcophagus. Who said heroes wore capes? Nonetheless, Chernobyl is not safe yet, and it won't be for another many centuries. So comrades, there's a lot to be done. До свидания. Ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to the end of our skits. Thank you so much for coming. So ladies and gentlemen, it's true. This is what happened at Chernobyl. It was all the way back on the 26th of April, 1986, at 23 minutes past 1 in the morning, that the Chernobyl nuclear reactor number 4 exploded and went into meltdown. The weeks ensuing, the Soviet authorities denied that it happened. Many of the Geiger counters, as you can see over here, this is a tool that measures radiation. They maxed out at about perhaps maybe 3.6 Röntgen. Röntgen is basically the way that you measure radiation. So they thought, oh, well, since it's maxed out at 3.6, that's as bad as it is. But the meters could not read any higher. When in fact, the dosage was so high, it was like receiving 400 X-rays. So, of course, the Soviet Union could not stand the attack on itself that it had a disaster occur within its empire and within its borders. So the authorities tried to suppress what happened. Pripyat, the town built next to Chernobyl to house all the workers, was never evacuated until May, which means that all those men, women and children received a dose of radiation, in many cases a lethal dose. Many people wouldn't live to see the next few years. And of course, the effects of Chernobyl still ring today, with survivors battling with defects and a lot of problems. So literally, not all heroes wear capes, and in fact some heroes actually simply wore gas masks. So before we end off the night, I thought I would explain the outfit a bit, for some of you who may not know, so please, allow me. So, ladies and gentlemen, the typical attire of a liquidator at the time of Chernobyl literally came in many forms. The first on the scene were the firemen who arrived the same night that the explosion happened, early in the morning, to 127 of those firemen would not survive the next week because they didn't know that they were dealing with radioactive materials. Some of the firemen found this peculiar dark stuff on the floor, picked it up, not knowing what it was, but it turned out to be graphite. You know, the graphite is only located inside the core. The fact that it was outside was proof that the core had exploded. But many people denied this, saying it was not graphite. They were seeing things. But the truth became known, and a bitter truth it was. And of course, before I explain the outfit, just a last bit of context, that even in Sweden they detected radiation levels above normal. So of course, the Soviet Union and its days of hiding the accident were over. The world began to realize something was wrong. Did you know that the radioactive cloud reached even as far as England? And so of course, with the world questioning the Soviet Union, they had no choice but to say that an accident had occurred at the Chernobyl nuclear power plant. How did it happen? As we see early in the control room in that scene, the workers are trying frantically to stabilize the situation that was already gone. Essentially what happened was, it was a safety test to see if the power plant could run at low power levels, just in case something happened. And of course, they'd been keeping in low power levels for the whole of the previous day. And so now when they were ready to start the test, Dyatlov, the man in charge, decided to lower the levels even further, which they did. However, this of course had an effect, because what ended up happening was, essentially, nuclear power plants are comprised of control rods. So remember, all that nuclear fuel, it's highly erratic, yes? It can lead to chain reactions. So these things called control rods, which are made out of boron, which are very slow down reaction, are inserted in between to slow down the reactions. What Dyatlov did was ordered for all of the control rods to be inserted to shut it all down. But what this inadvertently did was created a nuclear bomb. So essentially, these control rods were tipped with graphite. A flaw in the system, this graphite was reactive and causing more reactions. So while they tried to insert the things to slow it down, the control rods, they inadvertently sped it up. And of course, all the liquid water was instantly turned to steam, expanding and expanding, reaching all the ducts and bursting. And of course, as time went, eventually it became unstable. The reactor was now going into meltdown. It literally exploded, blowing the lid off of the reactor. And of course, what this did was let oxygen rush in. And as we know, oxygen is very reactive. As oxygen, hydrogen rushing inside, this created the biggest explosion that blew off the entire roof, as we can see over here, which the liquidators had to try and contain. And of course, eventually, after the months went by the end of 1986, the Soviet authorities had constructed a sarcophagus, a big cover to cover the whole of the power plant, or almost all of it. Did you know that reactors 1, 2, and 3 would still operate for years later? Which is incredible to think. And there was a huge fight about trying to get them to stop and shut it down, with the authorities denying any danger. So of course, eventually, as Gorbachev realized that the Soviet Union was dying, he initiated his reforms, perestroika and glasnost. Perestroika was the restructuring of the Union, glasnost was transparency. The secrets of Chernobyl were now released to the world. The secret that they hid, the lives that they had endangered, finally were now known. So yes, this was the time that the world nearly ended. But the men and women of Russia and the Soviet Union rushed off to answer the call. And we saved the world. Da. So the outfit is a typical attire of a power plant worker. The boots would only come in severe circumstances. Everybody's seen, my shoes! So what I wear is essentially a dust coat. You see, nobody wanted all the workers in the power plant to bring back home any contamination and contaminated particles. So they had to wear a suit that they'd only put on at work and then take off and have washed. So yes, I had to bend it a bit with the scene with Babushka, my lovely granny. I was wearing the suit I shouldn't have been, but just a bit of bending for the show. Yes, it's a bit hard to, I don't want to change in front of Babushka. No, that would be too rude for her. So workers would wear an all-white suit like this. And on my head, I also wear a cap which basically contains my hair, because hair has a high surface area. So if you put something on top of it, it mitigates the chance of particles sticking to your hair. And of course, a little thing over here that you might notice. This is essentially a piece of film. So did you know that film goes dark when it's exposed to radiation? So if the workers in the factory would wear a piece of film, and if it goes darker, they know that they're being exposed to radiation. And next to it is also a little card that records dosage. So over the years, workers would hand in their card to record how much dose they potentially received, and to know who to prioritize if something happens, and just so that they know. Because remember, interesting thing about radiation is that better than a small dose over a long period is a sudden big dose. A sudden big dose is actually more survivable than a long, prolonged dose over time. So that's why workers in the power plant, no matter how many safety precautions they took, contaminated particles could be around. So they had to record their health on a little card over here. And I just wear my standard work shoes, and that's really it. Oh yes, my cape. This is the GP5 gas mask, which was a Soviet gas mask that came out in the 1960s, intended for the military. But even in Chernobyl, these masks would be used as a way to combat and liquidate the accident. Remember that little filter, you guys put it inside, huh? Yes? German robot! It can do one thing right, keep my filters, good. So of course, another little inaccuracy in the show is technically I should have been wearing the filter. The filter is essentially padded material that absorbs contaminants so that you can breathe in fresh air. However, just a little tip for any of those historians out there who collect stuff like me, GP5 gas mask filters are usually safe, but sometimes they can contain asbestos. So you want to watch out for these, especially the older ones. Never wear a World War II one, because over time, the asbestos inside of them becomes potent and it can get into you if you breathe. So never wear a filter and breathe it in. A later model GP5 should be alright, but I don't take the chance. But you want to see it on what it looks like quickly, huh? Alright, this is what it looks like. I'm not going to breathe, alright? Quite scary, huh? I think I could do longer than that. My last little instrument is my homemade Geiger counter. So this would actually be attached to a box that has the readings. A Geiger counter is essentially an instrument used to measure radiation. When radioactive particles hit the receiver over here, it translates into an electronic click. That click noise is literally the sound of the invisible enemy. For the first time in history, the Russian army in Chernobyl was fighting an invisible enemy, radiation. Some of the liquidators, when they went onto the roof, were complacent. They thought, there's nothing to be feared. So many of the men in charge had to instill the seriousness of the situation. And many did understand. And in that situation, even radiation, it plays on the mind. Sometimes the most sane and most brave man, when he's on the roof, loses his sanity and can stumble. And of course, extra time means an extra risk. So yes, you guys want to hear what it sounds like one last time, huh? Alright, you want to be in my Geiger counter box? Yes, Grigori, I will! Good. So this, ladies and gentlemen, is the sound of the invisible enemy, silently creeping up at you like a phantom at night, unbeknownst to you. And only when you start to taste metal, start to vomit, do you know that it is too late. The sound of the enemy, the invisible enemy. She's radioactive! Throw her away! Burn her! She's radioactive! You busted the machine now! Comrade, you received a lot of radiation anyway. Ladies and gentlemen, that does bring us to the end of the show now. So please, drive safe, and thank you for coming. Spasiba. Spasiba большое. Well, time to pack.